Let's bring you an update straight away now on the developments following the arrest of Peter Mandelson, the UK's former ambassador to the US. We now have a little bit more detail. There had been a response after Peter Mandelson's arrest from his lawyer saying that they understood that the reason he was arrested at that moment in time was because the police had received information that he was a potential flight risk. Peter Mandelson's lawyer saying that this was baseless. Well, now, at the opening of Commons business in Westminster in the House of Commons, the Speaker, Sir Lindsay Hoyle, made a statement that it was him who passed on information about Peter Mandelson's flight risk. So let me quote you what was said here. Members will be aware of comments in the media regarding the arrest of Lord Mandelson. To prevent any inaccurate speculation, I would like to confirm that upon receipt of information that I felt it was relevant, I passed this on to the Metropolitan Police in good faith, as is my duty and responsibility. It is regrettable it ended in the media, as this is a live investigation. So that statement from the Speaker of the House of Commons, Sir Lindsay Hoyle there, making a statement to MPs addressing the House, putting it on the record effectively that it was he who passed on information about Peter Mandelson's alleged flight risk. The statement is this. Members will be aware of comments in the media regarding the arrest of Lord Mandelson. To prevent any inaccurate speculation, I would like to confirm that upon receipt of information that I felt it was relevant, I was passed this on to the Metropolitan Police in good faith, as is my duty and responsibility. It is regrettable it ended in the media, as this is a live investigation. Let's go live to Westminster now. Our political correspondent Nick Eardley is there for us. Nick, this just happening in the last few minutes or so.
It's quite a remarkable story that's developing on this front, Lewis. So you've just read out what the Speaker said in the Commons. Let me bring you a bit more context. Lindsay Hoyle was on a visit to the British Virgin Islands last week, and my understanding is he was passed information while he was there which suggested that Peter Mandelson was preparing to go to the British Virgin Islands. He then, the Speaker, Lindsay Hoyle, passed that information on to the Met, and it appears that that then came up when Lord Mandelson was interviewed by police earlier this week. Now, Lord Mandelson's lawyers have said it's absolute nonsense, that he wasn't a flight risk. The idea that he was planning to leave the country is completely wrong. But it is quite a remarkable set of affairs that we now have, where the set of circumstances seems to be the Speaker of the Commons was in the British Virgin Islands, was given some information which he then passed on to the Met, which led to that late afternoon arrest of Lord Mandelson on Monday.
And just remind us, Nick, of the sequencing of events here, how we got to this stage.
Yeah, so look, I mean, we first found out that Lord Mandelson was being arrested on Monday when we saw those images of him being led from his home in North London into an unmarked police car. He was interviewed for several hours and then released on police bail. It was yesterday that his lawyers then put out what was a pretty remarkable statement saying he had been due to go in for a police interview about his case in early March, but then had unexpectedly been arrested and told it was because he was a flight risk, something his lawyers said was absolute nonsense. What we didn't know at the time was who had suggested that he'd been a flight risk and how that had happened. There were some suggestions yesterday, by the way, that it was the Lord Speaker, Lord Forsyth, who tipped off the police. He said that was absolutely untrue. I think we've filled in the blanks today, and what had actually happened, as first reported, by the way, by the Times, was that the Commons Speaker had told police about information he had been given in the British Virgin Islands. As I say, I really emphasise, Lord Mandelson says, or his lawyers say, not true, not a flight risk.
Nick, thank you very much.